London Broil for dinner, and Rick and I decided instead of marinating the meat, we're going to put a coffee rub on it. So I thought I would show you how we make our coffee rub, and this is how we do it. I start with a Montreal Steak Seasoning only because I have it. And this has some salt, some black pepper, some coriander seeds, some dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onion. It may have a little red pepper flake in there, I'm not really sure. But we're going to add a few things to this. I see some fennel seed in there also. But we're going to start with this as a basis. So what I'm going to do, and I'll go through, I'm using instant coffee. Only because I have it. I can use coffee beans. I have whole bean coffee I could throw in here and grind it up real fine and use that. I'm going to throw in a handful, not a handful, but maybe like a tablespoon of peppercorns. We're going to put in some paprika, some dry mustard, some celery seed, some dehydrated garlic, and some brown sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start, and I think what I'm going to start here, I'm going to, 2 tablespoons of this. I didn't mean to put it in the bowl, that was silly. Because this is kind of chunky, I want to go ahead and put it in my grinder. And I'm going to kind of grind all this and blend it together. I have some tricolor peppercorns here. I'm going to do about a half a tablespoon.
You're really a hindrance down there, you know that?
And some paprika. Let's see, where are we? About a tablespoon of that.
She's never far from any of us.
Never. Usually in somebody's lap.
Right under our feet.
With a healthy teaspoon of ground mustard. And the same of celery seed. And this is dehydrated garlic. Right there. We'll throw in a tablespoon of that. And let's put in as best we can. My brown sugar is kind of clumpy, so I'm going to put in 2 scoops of brown sugar, and I use my tablespoon to pull those out of the jar. The next thing we're going to do is, depending on how much you like coffee, there is a healthy tablespoon and a half a tablespoon of coffee. You don't have to use instant coffee. You can use regular ground coffee. I would grind it a little finer if you buy already ground coffee because you want this to be very fine. And let it rip. You're going to want to pulse it because you want to make sure all that big pieces of garlic and all the coriander seeds and all the brown sugar and everything else is mixed very nicely. Okay, let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. Let's put it in here and see what it looks like. Okay. Oh yeah, that's really good. Just get your hands in there because sometimes the brown sugar doesn't like to break up. It likes to stay with its family. So you want to make sure that it's just really fine. This smells really nice. You don't want too much salt. I didn't add any additional salt because the Montreal Steak Seasoning already has some kosher salt in it. If you don't have Montreal Steak Seasoning, don't worry. Use some salt, some black pepper, some coriander, or some cumin, or both, some garlic, some onion powder, some fennel, or none, if you know, make it to your taste. Basically, mix up your favorite seasoning blend, add some coffee. I'm going to add a little more paprika. And then I'm going to taste it. It was very nice. It's gonna make nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be really nice.
It could actually be a little sweeter for my taste. And even maybe a little saltier. What do you think?
No, I think it's perfect.
You think it's perfect?
I don't like, sweet meat.
Okay. Then we will just move on. Let me clear
To
all
me,
this.
if beef tastes a little bit sweet, it always seems to me it's like it's going bad.
Okay. Then we'll leave it right where it is. Let me just move these things out of the way. And I'll just wipe this mat, and I will put this mat in the dishwasher after I'm done. Okay, so yesterday we went to the pig. That's the Piggly Wiggly, for those of you who are not in the know. And I asked them to cut me a London Broil. Now this London Broil, they always ask you, how big do you want it? So I said 3 pounds. Now this is definitely more than 1 meal's worth of London Broil for us.
I'd take the diaper out and just leave it in the tray.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope. There we go. Make sure you rinse it. I always rinse any kind of whole piece of beef that I have, any kind of chicken. I always rinse it. Even though I'm fairly certain the butcher that I buy my meat at has a cleanly environment, I always make sure I rinse any type of meat that I'm going to be cooking. And I dry it off. And then, let's see here. Actually, I forgot. I want to add this is empty. Oh my goodness.
I told you that.
Oh yeah, I guess you did, and I never refilled it, did I? All right, let's see. I would like to make somewhat of a paste, okay? So what I'm probably going to do is reach behind Rick here and grab a small bowl. I'm just going to grab a pasta bowl. And I'm going to add a little oil here. That's about 2 tablespoons, okay? Take some of this rub. That's the consistency you want, right there. We still have some rub left. We'll put that in a jar or in a bag and we'll set it aside and use it another time. Okay? Now, I'm just going to rub this on my London Broil. Make sure you get the sides and everything. And this, yeah, this is not for the faint of heart. If you don't enjoy touching raw meat, put on a pair of gloves. Now you have the option. I'm going to let this sit out on my counter for about an hour or so until we get ready to grill. You know, if you want to leave it out on the counter for a couple hours, I think as long as it's covered, you're going to be perfectly fine. You don't have to put it in the fridge as long as you're going to use it today, and you're not going to let it sit out for more than 2 hours. If you're going to wait longer than that, make sure you put it in the refrigerator, because you don't want any nasty repercussions from leaving this lovely piece of meat. And you know, we pay lots of money for pieces of meat like this. This was about $15, but worth every single penny. And I got that rub under my fingernails, so I'm just washing with a fingernail brush. All right, Now, I use sunflower oil. You can use olive oil, whatever is your preference. No worries, everything will be fine. I'm gonna just cover this with a bonnet. And then I also want to mention, if you like it a little spicier, you can always throw in some ground cayenne pepper if you want, or some additional red pepper flakes. I think that for us, this is just fine. Okay. Okay. We're going to let that sit. And then we'll come back and show you what this looks like after we grill it. But well, I'll put pictures at the end and show you what it looks like after it's grilled. But that's how I make my coffee rub. I hope you try it and I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.